Making a public request for the court to remove me as a victim from the case file. Neither me nor Beatrice are victims in this case. Ever since I found out that we are set as victims in the files, I've been telling the court to remove me, but they choose to ignore it and refuses to do so. There are no victims in this case, and I am not a victim.
I've never seen any of them being aggressive or rude. They've always respected people.
But it's written Tate.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
I have lots of tattoos, different ones. The Harry Potter tattoo.
This is Jasmina Valentina, a TikTok and OnlyFans model. She is listed as one of the victims who were trafficked by Andrew Tate. So why is she defending him? I previously made a video proving how Andrew Tate is a human trafficker with evidence. Check that out beforehand, as it may be easier to understand the exact laws of human trafficking, and it also explains Andrew Tate's loverboy method, which we will prove he used on Jasmina in this video. A look into the court documents show that an unnamed victim in Andrew Tate's case was recruited by deception, being falsely promised by Andrew that he wanted to marry and live with her, when in reality was trying to manipulate her into eventually doing pornography on OnlyFans so that he could exploit her and take her earnings. Along with Liana Radu and Georgiana Nagel, Tate exerted psychological coercion by intimidating, invoking false debts, as well as surveilling and controlling the victim. Tate housed the victim in Romania. Andrew subjected her to forced labor on TikTok to attract followers to her OnlyFans. This occurred in 2021, the same year Jasmina started her TikTok and OnlyFans account. For those of you who might think that this was a natural sequence of events where Tate really did want to marry this woman, these exact steps had been used with a number of victims since at least 2016, where Tate would offer marriage and cohabitation, and once the victim had moved to Romania, he would coerce them into doing pornography for his financial gain. As we can see, Andrew Tate used this method on numerous victims, once in 2016, once in 2022, and another victim was also recruited in 2021. All of these victims were promised marriage and cohabitation, and once Tate convinced them to move to Romania, withholding that he had the intention of making them do pornography, he and his assistants coerced and deceived these victims into making pornography on both webcam sites and OnlyFans. So although the victims' names are redacted from the court documents, we can make a reasonable assumption that this particular victim is Jasmina, as this victim in the court documents was recruited in the same year that Jasmina started working on TikTok and OnlyFans. Texts between Tate and Jasmina have been leaked as he was sharing them with his War Room chat. The War Room is a members club created by Andrew Tate, in which members currently have to pay $8,000 to join. Tate messages his War Room chat when Jasmina first arrives at his house in Romania. She starts off living with another girl, and Tate claims he won't be home for a month. Now on to the text messages. Tate accuses Jasmina of working in a sex club in her old town. This causes an emotional reaction from Jasmina, who vehemently denied these claims.
You worked in a sex club.
I did not work in a sex club. I'm not lying. Andrew, answer me please and tell me this is a joke, because I really don't want to believe that you mean what you're saying. I'm freaking crying alone in a room, and you think I'm not serious? I've left everything and everyone behind. For who? For you.
Serious girls don't lie.
Yes, I understand.
You are never going back to Timisoara even to visit without me. Understand?
Yes, I understand.
My people are telling me you talked to tons of men and worked in the sex clubs. I'm not having you going back there for them to call me and tell more shit. You don't need to leave the house in Bucharest without either me or Georgiana. We are together. Always.
So the court documents say that Andrew recruited his victims by deception as one of the reasons why he is being charged as a human trafficker. The legal definition of human trafficking involves exploiting people through force, coercion, threat, and deception, and includes human rights abuses such as debt bondage, deprivation of liberty, and lack of control over freedom and labor. Deprivation of liberty and lack of control over freedom can be clearly seen as Andrew tells Jasmina that she cannot leave the house in Bucharest without him or Georgina, and that she is not allowed to visit her hometown of Timisoara without being accompanied by Andrew. But where is the deception that he is being charged with? Andrew Tate's supporters might claim that Tate had to take these measures because Jasmina had lied to him about working in a sex club. But if we take a look at the war room chat, it shows the opposite, as Andrew Tate tells his group chat that he completely made up that someone in her old town said she was a sex worker. These messages also prove that before Tate moved Jasmina to Bucharest to live with Georgiana, he did not mention webcamming, hence where the deception lies. He moves her under false pretenses of wanting to start a romantic relationship, while in reality his end goal is to get Jasmina to do sex work.
The girl who moved lost her support networks at home, cemented her move, talking about staying forever, can't wait for me to come back. So I had to tighten the screw. So I said somebody in her old town she worked in a sex club. I literally made this up from the sky. Started calling her a liar and threatening to kick her out. But the real goal is for her to agree to never go anywhere without me, not even her hometown. I need her working, not visiting friends back in her hometown.
This one message alone shows both deception and coercion. The deception occurs as he lies about people in her hometown claiming she was a sex worker. This is completely fabricated and he admits this. The coercion is seen when threatens to kick her out of the house. Remember, at this point in time she does not know of his plans to put her into sex work. She thinks that he is away on business and when he returns they will have a romantic relationship. Sometime later, Andrew texts the war room saying that he had asked Jasmina to send him a picture in lingerie. She responds with this:
I have never sent a picture of me in lingerie ever. I made a promise to God and myself and I will keep it. I will never do video chat or OnlyFans because my body is intimate and only my husband should be able to touch and see.
So this message establishes two things. Not only is she not willing to do OnlyFans or any other type of pornographic work, she doesn't want to send a picture in lingerie to anyone ever, not even her husband or boyfriend. The rest of the messages show that she is in love with Andrew Tate and hopes of staying with him forever. Despite her message, Tate debates with the war room whether he'll be able to get her to do OnlyFans still or if he should FDB her, which is an abbreviation for fuck that bitch, aka dump her because she will not allow him to exploit her for profit. He explains in the messages that he made up the lie of the sex work, so that he could have a reason for not letting her go back to her hometown, meaning that she is fully reliant on him and is more likely to do sex work. He also doesn't want her in contact with friends as they have told her he wants to exploit her for webcam.
Her friends telling her I only want her for cam, and then ask her to cam. This is why she can't go back to have friends in her area.
How horrible of them, my bitches. You want her for OnlyFans, no.
That's why I played the sex club you stay in Bucharest move. She can't go home, not without losing me forever.
Andrew then shares messages with his accomplice Georgiana about Jasmina having no money. Despite Andrew telling his war room chat about how he is trying to recruit her into doing OnlyFans for months, he tries to convince Jasmina that this is not the case and that he is rich and does not need money from her. He claims that the OnlyFans business belongs to Georgiana and that he would rather her work for OnlyFans with her than in a normal job with men who are going to try and sleep with her. Jasmine replies,
This literally made me cry. I need to go buy some makeup and fix my phone. It looks like this bad.
Andrew explains in the war room that he sent this message to dismiss what her friends told her.
Exactly. Cam is the only way she can be loyal to me. Using her good woman speech against her, it's she can do any other work.
Andrew then constructs fake conversations with Georgina to lure Jasmina into working for him. He does this to make it seem that Georgina is the one who wants her to do OnlyFans and not Andrew.
Why doesn't she work for me on OnlyFans? She will make a lot of money.
I don't want her to think that's why she came to Bucharest.
What the fuck, you're rich, why would you need her for money? Instead of staying home and do nothing, she can have fun and make money too. She's taking pics all the time and make no money. Why not sell them?
Andrew then sends these fake screenshots to Jasmina.
Don't tell her I showed you this.
I don't know what to say. I've never done anything like this before.
Tate explains to his war room chat that this is a good sign as it's a very soft rejection. He reiterates to Jasmina that it is the only acceptable job for her. As time goes by, the last update we get on this is Tate telling Georgiana to get Jasmina to send her OnlyFans pictures to him.
Make Jasmine take her OnlyFans pics. I want to see them.
Okay.
Get her on OnlyFans. I want money from her. Get her on OnlyFans.
Today she starts doing content.
We know that she did in fact do OnlyFans, as you can find pictures from her OnlyFans leaked online. Her OnlyFans account is currently deleted for some unknown reason, but thanks to creeps on the internet you can see pictures she previously posted, and she still advertises her OnlyFans on her Twitter. This is a clear example of human trafficking by the legal definition, as it involves fraud, and Tate lied numerous times to gain control of her and give an explanation as to why she couldn't see her friends and family. So despite me explaining very clearly why this method is human trafficking in my last video, many Tate fans claim it is not. However, Tate's team claims these messages are fake, showing that they understand that this is human trafficking and don't want it to be used as evidence in court. So how can we prove it is real? Are these really leaked war room chats? Are these text messages real? Well, after looking through the messages, there is one thing that really gives it away. The only photo that is sent in these messages is the one of the broken phone. What can we see in this photo? 1. The tattoo on Jasmina's wrist is identical to the one in the photo. But secondly, what is Jasmina's phone screen? If you zoom in and darken it, you can clearly see a picture of her kissing Andrew. So why is she defending Tate? One argument that Tate fans have is that how can someone who claims not to be a victim be a victim? Well, there are a number of situations where this could apply. One reason could be that victims have been paid off or threatened with violence. But there are also cases where victims do not realize they are victims. For example, if a child was in a consensual relationship with an adult who they felt they were romantically in love with, they would not see themselves as a victim even though they are. With this case with Jasmina, we don't know all the details. Perhaps she has been offered money and threatened with violence, but I cannot assert that here. But one thing we do know is that she left her family and friend to be with him, and this on its own may be enough for her to lie, as she is deeply in love with him. She likely does not realize she has been manipulated using a tactic Andrew has used several times.